Good morning, Bhavya. Hello, Bhavya, can you hear me? Okay. Good morning, Bhanu.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Mahesh. Bhanu, were you able to check on that ISO image which we were trying yesterday?
Yes, sir. It's just an option we need to disable, which is called secure boot.
Okay, okay. Then it will
Yeah.
work, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So today, once we are done with the Linux commands, then we will go ahead with the
Um,
installation of Linux ISO
oh,
on the VM. Okay. I think today we are all early. Let us give the others a few minutes to join, then we'll get started. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. We'll just wait for a couple more minutes and we'll get started. Okay.
Good morning, sir. Sure, sir.
Good morning. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions or doubts regarding any of the previous classes or what we have learned in the last class, then please share. And I hope you are all taking out some time to do the practice on Killer Coda of the commands based on the tutorial that I had shared. Because only if you practice, you will get better at it. And whatever commands I'm showing you, these are some of the basic commands that anyone will expect once you join a job. So the more you practice, the better.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll give one more minute and then we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. I'm sharing my screen. I hope all of you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great. Okay, so yesterday we learned two things. One is some of the Linux commands for using which you can change permissions on a particular file, and we have seen various combinations of them. Today we will learn about a few more commands in Linux, and then we'll jump straight into how to create a Linux virtual machine, and we will take help from Bhanu, and we will pick up from where we stopped yesterday. Okay, so we all know that in Windows we have a small utility which we install called as WinZip. Okay, all of you have heard of this WinZip or WinRAR. Okay, generally, if there is a large file, we use that WinZip or WinRAR to compress the file so that we can send it on email or WhatsApp or any of these methods, right? Similarly, in Unix also, there is a default zipping tool called as gzip. Okay, basically what it does is compression. Okay, it's called gz compression. Okay, so you can choose any file from the list of directories or files, and you can zip it. Okay, once you zip that file, like how in Windows the file that gets created will have its own extension called .zip, right? Similarly, in Unix, once you zip a file, it will automatically get an extension .gz. Okay, .gz. So whenever you see this file extension .gz, it means that it's a zipped file. Okay, it's been compressed. And what is the command to uncompress it? It's called gun GUN. UN means uncompress. Okay, UN stands for uncompress, unzip. Okay, G unzip, gun zip. It's called. Okay, to compress G zip, to uncompress G unzip. Okay, so let us see how this works. So I'm logging into Killer Coda. Yes. Okay. So who am I? This command will tell, okay, I'm logged in as root, then present working directory slash root. Okay. Now I will go back to the root directory, right? And here I do ls minus al. I see all my files and folders, right? Okay. Now what we will do is we will try to zip a file. Okay. So for that we need a big file. Okay, so generally what the big files are the log files. Okay, and the log files will be stored under slash var. So we go to the slash var directory. So I say cd space slash var. The present working directory is slash var, right? And here just clear the screen once. So we see a lot of files. Let me go into this folder called backups. So I say cd backups and I say ls minus al. Here I have a lot of files. Okay. Now you see here already some zipped files are there. Okay. You see this extension .gz. Okay. Which means they are zipped. Okay. But and you see the change in size of the file. Okay. Once you zip it, the file size comes down. Okay, so let us try to zip this file dpkg.status.0 and let us see whether there is an impact on the size. If you see here, these are the permissions on this particular file. Okay, we have read and write permission for the user, but no execute. Read permission for the group, no write, no execute. And then write permission read permission for others, no write, no execute permission. Okay, so we know this. So let us try doing gzip on this particular file. Gzip space, the file name is dpkg dot status dot zero. Okay, That's the file. Now I press enter. It's done. Okay, very simple and very fast. Whereas in Windows, you see how much time it takes to do zipping and unzipping. See in Unix how fast it is. Okay, so this is one more reason why people love Linux or Unix operating systems, especially people who do high performance computing, who are developing AI applications and algorithms. They love Unix and Linux operating system because it's really, really fast. Okay, given the same hardware, okay, same amount of CPU, same amount of RAM, same kind of hard disk and network, any Unix or Linux system will perform at least 30 to 40% better than Windows being installed on that particular operating system. And this is true, okay? And you will see it once you work with it. So now I do ls minus al and I see what is the status. You see, for that particular file, a .0.gz file has been created. Okay. And do you see the change in size? Earlier, the size was almost 82 GB. Okay. Now the size got reduced to 20 GB. Okay. So huge difference in size reduction because of us using the gzip command. Okay. Now, since it has been zipped, I want to unzip it. Okay. And let us see if it comes back to its original size. Make a note of this size 821914. Okay. 821914. So let us see. What is the command to unzip? Like the command was gzip. So unzip will be g unzip. Okay. G unzip. G unzip space and I give the name of the zipped file. Okay, and press enter. That's it, it's done. Okay, very fast and very quick. Let us do ls minus al. And when we see the listing, see it has come back to its original size 821914. Okay, what was the size before we zipped it? It was the same, right? 821914. See, it has come back. So this is how you can zip or unzip, compress or uncompress. Excuse me. Compress or uncompress any file like this. Okay. Any questions? Any
Sir,
questions? Hmm. Tell me. Hello. Was there a question from anyone?
just confuse mostly people. I think, sir, status dot zero, status dot one is there, no?
No, no. Don't focus on this status.1. That's a different file. You see,
Mm.
this file was created on a different date, Jan 22nd, right? So
Mm.
no need to get confused. See, in Unix, everything matters, right? Even the smallest dot, even the change in small letter to capital letter, it is a different file altogether. See, our original file, it was created on May, no, wait. Huh. It was created on, wait, where was the previous one? Yes. See, May 11th, and this was the size. Okay. And make a note of the timestamp. So we are focusing only on this particular file.
Yes.
Okay. We are not focusing on the other files. This was created on Jan 22nd. Okay. We are not touching that file at all. What is the command we ran on this file? Just simple. Gzip is the name of the command, and whatever is the complete file name. Okay. The same thing we put as an argument to this command called gzip. Okay.
Yes.
And within seconds, okay, within seconds, the zipping was done, and this file got zipped to this file. See, same file name with an extension .gz, and see the change in size. The size got reduced. It was not 80 GB, sorry, 80 MB, 82 something MB. Okay, this file, 82 something MB. The same file, when we zipped it, it got reduced to 20 odd MB, and its file name got changed with added extension .gz, which means it's a zipped file now. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. And then what we did, we reversed the process. Okay. First we zipped it, then we are unzipping it. For unzipping, what we did, instead of G zip, we did G unzip. Okay. Just a different variation to uncompress the file. And this time, which file name we given or we gave to the command? The zipped file we gave. Okay. With the extension .gz. So that file name we gave here, and it got unzipped. Then when we again listed our file back, see, it has come back to its original size and whatever was the original file name. So we saw the process of zipping and we saw the process of unzipping. Clear?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah, I understand sometimes it gets confusing in Linux, but you have to really pay attention to the characters. Okay. Each character, small letter versus capital letter, then extensions, everything will matters in Linux. Okay. So you have to be really careful. Okay. So any more questions or doubts on this part? Very simple. History we have seen. We'll do it later. Okay. Now we go to how to find a file. Okay. How to find a particular file, especially when you have huge number of files in a particular directory. So in Windows, you know that there is something called a search option. You go to search, you type the file name, it automatically finds and tells you where it is. In Unix or Linux also, there is no option called search, but there are two commands and we will learn both of them. So I'll go back to the root directory. Okay. CD backslash. We'll go back to the root directory. Let's clear the screen. Okay. The present working directory is root. And here I give ls minus al. I see the complete list of files and directories here. Okay. Now I want to find something. Okay. You remember you were working with a particular file called syslog a couple of classes back. So let us try to find it. Okay. So the command is find. Very simple. The command is find, and if you see the syntax, okay, all you have to do is mention which directory. Dot means what? Current directory. And then hyphen name, and you give the exact file name. If you don't know the exact file name, what you can do is you can put whatever characters you know, and then you can use wildcards like asterisk or percentage sign inside quotes, and it will search for that pattern. Okay, so let us try both of them. So I will say find, and from the current directory, which is root. Okay, so I'll give dot space hyphen name of the file is slog. Okay, and I press enter. See, it tells us in which all directories this file called syslog is there. So it is there in slash user slash local so on syslog. Then you have slash var slash log syslog, and then under slash run system d journal also you have something called syslog. Okay, so this is how it will go and find. You want to do any operation on that, you can copy that path and run the command directly here, or you can go to the directory using cd command and do that. Okay, now let us see how to find all kinds of files which have the name log in it. So what I'll do, same command find, I'll give a dot space name, and instead of giving the complete file name, give a pattern. So any file which has the word or the characters log in it. So I put asterisk in front of log and asterisk next to log and put it in quotes and press enter. See, automatically it goes and searches all the directories and subdirectories, okay, in the complete system and gives us the information. Now, this output is very long, right? How do I, break it up into pages? What do I do? What should I do? Anyone? What should I do to this command in order to break the output into different pages? Come on. That means you guys are not seeing the recordings or not following the class. Not good, not good. You have to pipe it. You have to pipe,
Yeah, extra comments to filter.
not commands, but one more Unix command actually. So like more, head, tail, grep. Okay, we had learnt in one of our previous classes how to do piping of commands. Okay, so that is what you have to do here. You give more. See, now it comes in pages. Got it? So you are also not practicing. See, if you don't practice, it's very difficult because you will not succeed in the interviews. Just by learning these classes, it's not enough. You have to practice. There is no other way. So I sincerely request and urge all of you to please spend some time in going through the previous classes and the Linux tutorial which I had shared on WhatsApp, and kindly practice these commands in Killer Coda. There is no alternative to practice. Okay, please, it is for your own benefit. Okay, so that was for the find command. Now there is one more alternative to find called as locate. Okay, now what is the difference between locate and find? Okay, see, find was a command which came earlier and later came locate. If you see here, it says that find looks through the file system until it finds your file, which means it does a recursive scan, okay, of the complete file system. So it will start from root, that hierarchy that we saw on in one of the first classes of Linux. It will start from wherever you say that you start finding from here, and it will go one after the other in a sequential manner, and it will search the complete, list of files and directories, match it with what you want to find, and then give you the output. So it becomes very slow. All right, especially when you want to search within millions or billions of files. Okay, that is the reason why they came up with this another command called locate. Okay, locate, what it will do is, every file system has something called as a metadata or a journal. Okay, so instead of going and manually or sequentially searching for all the files and directories, it will simply go and search in the journal. Okay, the best example that I can give you is how you search for words in a dictionary, right? If you are using find means, you will go A, B, C, D like that. And then within A, B, C, D also, whenever you want to find the exact word, you'll go into that particular alphabet and again sequentially go all the way and find your particular word. Whereas locate is like directly using the index in the back of the dictionary, right? In the last pages of any dictionary, you will find an index. What you can do is directly go to that word in the index. You will know which page number it is in. You directly go to that page number instead of sequentially searching through all the previous pages. Okay. So this is a good example of the difference between find and locate. But there is one difference. Though locate will help you find the file name much quicker and where it is there, it may not reflect the very recent changes to the file because the journal is not updated always. Okay, or it is not up to date always, right? So though locate is faster, you have to use it cautiously. So let me find locate and just give the file name syslog and press enter. Okay, oh, we don't have locate in this shell. Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, so wget is not required now, and we'll learn about variables tomorrow, because after learning variables we'll get into shell scripting. Okay, so how to create small programs in bash shell using these variables, so that we'll do tomorrow. So today we'll go to Bhanu's laptop and continue with what we had started yesterday, installing a Linux virtual machine on a Windows laptop. Okay, so Bhanu, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you please share your screen?
Um,
Okay. So where do we go to? We go to first the Hyper-V Manager, which we installed yesterday. We saw that it's not an external program. It's there in the Windows operating system, especially if you're using Pro and Enterprise. And after you enable those features by turning on Windows features, it will ask for a restart. After you restart the system, it will show this Hyper-V Manager inside your programs, and you will see a GUI something like this. Okay. And in this GUI, you will be able to create your virtual machines. Yesterday, we had created one small virtual machine called VM test, which we see here today. And we also understood what are the options we can give to slice the resources. What resources? CPU, memory, hard disk, and network. And in the last, we can also specify which kind of operating system we want inside this virtual machine. And the beauty of creating such virtual machines is the operating system inside the virtual machine can be completely different from what is there on the base physical machine. Okay. In IT world, the operating system inside a virtual machine is also called as guest operating system. Okay. It's called as a guest operating system, guest OS. And the guest OS can be different from what is the actual operating system running on the physical hardware. Okay. Yes, Bhanu, let's go ahead. So you go to settings. There is a small change which Bhanu has suggested. Under security, you remove enable secure boot, and then our ISO image should work. Yeah. So now you start, and we want to see what's going on inside that virtual machine. You connect to it. Connect is nothing but getting the screen or the console of that particular machine. Yeah. So 1 second. Bhanu, yes, maximize the screen. All of you can see the screen. So now just see inside a Windows laptop, after enabling Hyper-V, we have created a virtual machine with 4 GB of memory, 50 GB of hard disk space to utilize the same network port as the base machine. And now it is allowing us to install Red Hat Linux operating system, okay, inside that virtual machine. How did we get this operating system? We downloaded something called as a .iso file, okay, and we attached this .iso file as a boot image to this particular virtual machine. Okay, so using this .iso file is like a OS installer file. Okay, when any OS installation file may come in this shape or format as a .iso file. Okay, what is the version of Red Hat Linux that we are installing? As we can see here, 9.5. Okay, 9.5. Now please pay attention to the next steps. We will go one by one slowly. So in these three options, we choose the first option by the arrow on your keyboard. When you use the top and bottom arrow, you can move that highlighted bar between those three options. Manu, can you show once how to use the, yeah, like that. Okay. But we are going to choose the first option to install RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 9.5 onto this virtual machine. Okay. Go ahead, Bhanu. Please press enter. The performance of this virtual machine will definitely depend upon how much amount of resources you are allocating to it and what is the speed of the underlying resources. And we are seeing now that the Linux operating system installation has started. Okay. And believe me, the the process to install Linux on a physical machine is also the same. Okay. Only difference is instead of that ISO image being on your laptop, okay, you will keep it on a bootable USB. Okay, and that is the reason why I asked you for a bootable USB. Okay, you'll copy this ISO image into that bootable USB and you will put that USB drive into that physical server. Okay, in the USB slot. Okay, and once you put it, you go to the BIOS and you change, you boot from the USB drive. Okay, not from the hard disk, because hard disk does not come have its own OS because it's a new server. Okay, and once you do that, the same screen comes, the same way you can install Red Hat Linux on any supported physical machine or virtual machine in the world. Okay, this process remains the same. Okay, so now we get into the installation steps one by one. So on the left hand side, you choose the language. So Red Hat supports a lot of languages. So we choose English in the left hand side box and then English India in the right hand side box. Third option, Bhanu, English India. English India. Okay. If you are doing this in any other country, you choose the English variant of their country. Okay. Click on continue. Right. Now, just be on the screen. So it is asking for a few options here. Okay. And you can see the options are divided into four different sections. The first section is localization. Okay. Localization means make the machine part of that geographical location. Okay. How do we do that? We have already specified the language. So based on the language that we specified, it automatically took the keyboard layout. You saw there English India with rupee. Okay. Symbol. Then language support, again English India. So all the commands, all the every messages, everything will be in uh, English that is understood in the Indian subcontinent. And the time zone also automatically it took the time zone also, which is IST, Indian Standard Time, Asia, Kolkata. Okay. Then the next section is software. Under software, it says connect to Red Hat. That we will do later. Okay. So we will use my Red Hat developer login to to make this a registered machine with Red Hat. Okay. What is the advantage of doing that? Then any updates, software updates that Red Hat releases, you will be eligible to receive those updates. Okay, those updates could be bug fixes, those updates could be security patches, okay, those updates could be new features, okay, all these things you will be able to get benefit of, okay. Creating a developer account in Red Hat is free. You can use your personal email ID also, and you can create a developer, login. And through the developer login, you can download the free version of Red Hat Linux operating system. You can install it in a physical machine or a virtual machine like this, and you can register with Red Hat also. Okay, no problem. Then installation source. Installation source, it says Red Hat CDN. CDN means client delivery network. So we'll understand that later what exactly it is. And then we go to system. Under system, it's asking for installation destination. Okay. Installation destination is nothing but the hard disk or the path where you want to install this operating system. Now, in our case, we have only one hard disk which has been allocated to this particular virtual machine, which is 50 GB of space from the original 200 GB or 300 GB of space on the hard disk, right? So it will automatically select that only because that's the only option available. But if there was a scenario where you have multiple hard disks and multiple partitions, you can actually choose where you want the operating system to be installed, and that you can select there. Then you have network and host name. So there it says unknown. Bhanu, can you give a host name there? Click on that network and host name. Yeah. So under the bottom, you see host name option. Left hand side, left hand side. Yeah. No, not that. Close it. Yes. Give it VM underscore test underscore RHEL 9.5, something like that. Yeah, apply. Okay. Host name is not valid. You cannot use underscores. You can remove the underscores. Yes. Now click on apply. Done. Okay. Now you see current host name is coming on the right hand side bottom. It says VM test RHEL, right? Now you see the network Ethernet 0. So the Wi-Fi adapter which is there on Bhanu's laptop, it has discovered it. It has discovered its MAC address also. Do you know what a MAC address is? It's the physical address of that particular network port, not the logical address. Logical address is the IP address that we give. Okay. The physical address is called as the MAC address. Okay. That MAC address is a hexadecimal string that we see there, hardware address. So it has identified it, but no IP address or DNS has been assigned to it. Okay. So can you click on configure there, Bhanu? Yes. So on the, yes, click on IPv4 settings, right? And you see here the method is called DHCP, automatic. Okay. DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. This is the protocol which is used to automatically manage IP addresses in a given LAN network without having the need to manually enter IP addresses, okay, in a given network. All right. So since it is automatically set to DHCP, we will leave it like that. Okay. Let us see which automatic address it takes. There is also something called as IPv6. We'll talk about it later in our network module, not now. Yeah, you can close this. Yeah, you can say done on the top. Right. Now you have to give a root password. Go to user settings. Yes, you have to give a password. So Bhanu, please give a password of your choice. Anything.
1 minute, sir. It got stuck.
You want me to take control and type it for you?
No, sir. It got stuck here.
Mm-hmm. Even the mouse is not moving.
No, sir.
Try Alt Tab,
Yeah, I tried it.
Escape.
Nothing is working, sir.
Can you share your screen back?
Yeah.
Sorry.
What?
Running a business isn't easy, but having the Okay, let me share my screen and show you a YouTube video on the exact same thing. And once Bhanu comes back on, we'll see how to do it on his laptop also. Tools can help save time. Ankur, can you take a quick look? Editing at the last minute. Next year we'll call it. Okay, so we have seen all of this. We have seen how to use an ISO image, select the memory, then the connection, default switch, network, click on next. Here is where we select the hard disk size. So in our case, we had put 50 GB. This person has put 60 GB. Okay. And then is installing it from an ISO image, just like the way we did it. So you'll click on browse and get that ISO image file. So he has already downloaded Ubuntu version. Click on next. It gives a summary and click on finish. Okay. So we got the similar screen and here is installing Ubuntu. We were doing RHEL. Okay. See, we got the similar screen. Now he will install the Ubuntu. Okay. So similar screen comes up. So it installs all the services. And once the installation is done and you have specified the root password and everything, so now see it's asking for the language. And then normal installation or minimal installation, and whether to download updates or not. So just a different version of Linux and hence a different screen, but ultimately the process is the same. So you can wipe off existing and install Ubuntu. So he's saying these partitions on this hard disk are going to get erased and will be installed with Ubuntu. Then it's asking for a geolocation. This person is in Los Angeles, and giving the identification and everything, root password. Okay. Host name, we already did that. Host name, then username and password. We were doing this. This is where we got hanged. And after you give this, it will start the installation process. Okay. While doing the installation, it will give a lot of material and then it will ask for a restart. Once the restart is completed, then your Ubuntu virtual machine on Windows 10. You see on the top here, on a Windows 10 laptop, he has installed this Ubuntu Unix virtual machine, and he can go inside Ubuntu and now start working on it. Okay. So that's how it will happen. So we were almost close to completing this. So let us check with Manu if he is there. And once that OS is running, you will see its memory utilization, its CPU utilization, how long it has been running. Okay. All those things you can manage from the Hyper-V manager. Okay. So I'll stop this. Manu, are you back? No, I don't think he's back. Okay, so you all get the point, right? How to do it? Any questions? Any doubts? Did all of you buy a USB drive?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone who is still thinking of buying and not bought it yet? All of you have bought it, I am presuming. Okay. So what we are going to do is I will be sharing with you that ISO image files of Linux and Proxmox. Okay. And I request you to kindly download that those links. So let me do it right away while I'm sharing the screen with you all. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll close this YouTube and go to my SharePoint. Okay. Right, so it contains these two files. So what I'll do is I'll copy it, I'll share, and I will say It's not allowing me to. Okay.
Give the link, sir. We will raise the request.
Yes, yes. I'm doing that. Okay. Can all of you type your email IDs in the chat box, please? Who all have joined now? Okay. Okay. So I've sent it to you all. So kindly download these two. And there is one more which we need to, one utility we need to download. So 1 second. So you have to copy this ISO file which you download onto a USB which you have purchased or which you have. Okay. But make sure no other data is there on that. Huh. For Windows systems, we need this. So I will give you this also inside that folder. And I'm downloading for myself also. Mm, right. Now let me copy these two files into that folder. It's not found. Okay, OneDrive and I will say upload. Yeah. Okay. All of you who had shared your email IDs, did you get the link to this folder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you able to download these files? You don't need to download this .dmg. It is only for Mac. It will not work on Windows. But please do download this file, etcher, Balena etcher 2.1.2 setup exe, then proxmox-ve .iso and rhel.iso. These three files you have to download. Okay. After you download, can one of you share your screen and with the USB stick inserted in your laptop? Oh, okay. Wait. Bhavya and Manikant, I have not added your email IDs to this. I will do that right away. Okay, Manikant and Bhavya, I have given you access to this link to download the etcher.exe file, Proxmox ISO and RHEL ISO. Okay, great, great. And who is ready with a USB drive? Any volunteers? Satvika, Mahesh, Rajita, Gopi, Samba Sivarao, Venkat Ramana Reddy. Can one of you be a volunteer? Don't worry, nothing will happen. Your laptop will not crash. Okay, that much assurance we can give. If you want, we'll back up your laptop also. Free. No, you're not getting the confidence. No problem. We'll try tomorrow. In the meanwhile, Bhanu, are you back?
Yes.
Okay. Can you share your screen? Yeah. Now it's working. So we were here. We are going to type the root password. Yeah, it has to be at least 6 to 8 characters long. Yeah, type the same in, same password, and click on that second one. Wait. Click on the second option, allow root SSH login with password. Yeah, just select that. Don't lock the root account, okay? Because we are doing it in a lab environment. We don't want to lock the root account, okay? Yes, click on done. Yes, and there are a couple of things that still need input.
Select.
Yes, select the installation destination. Yeah, select that. Don't click on encryption in the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, and under storage configuration, okay, just leave it automatic at this point in time. Okay, and you can see 50 GB is being given. Okay, and in Linux, every every device will get assigned a device name, and the device name that is assigned to this 50 GB of virtual hard disk space that we are giving to this virtual machine is SDA. You can see that there. It's written SDA in that blue box before 50 GB. SDA is written. So, yes, where Bhanu is pointing the mouse right now. That's the device name given by the Linux operating system to this virtual hard disk that we are giving. Similarly, every physical hard disk, if you're installing this Linux on a bare metal means no other operating system on it, directly you are installing Linux on the hardware. Then for every hard disk, you will get a device name SDA, SDB, SDC, SDD, like that. SD stands for SCSI disk. SCSI disk. Now, what is SCSI? We have discussed in our basic class. Okay, so kindly view the past videos which I have given you access on YouTube. You will find what we mean by SCSI. Okay, fine. Once we have selected this, you can click on done on the top, and now connect to Red Hat. So I will give my developer credentials. Yeah, click there, click on connect to Red Hat. Username, Bhanu, give my mail ID. Password, just give me a moment. Just check. I don't remember. Just give me a moment, Bhanu.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember now. I'm requesting for control. Yeah, thank you. Can you move your mouse away from that
Yeah.
box? Hmm. It's not allowing me to type. Manu, I'm sending it to you on WhatsApp. You only type.
Okay.
I have shared. Yeah, register. System is registered. Okay. Now click on done. Okay. Uh, Something else is missing. Select software selection. Yes.
Not allowed.
Mm, see, now it has come. Yeah, it took some time. Select on software selection. Yes.
Hmm.
So on the left hand side, go with server. Okay, server, the second one. You do server with GUI. Yeah, that is the good. So that everybody can get a feel of the first one. The first one, server with GUI. Yes. Now on the right hand side, uh, put basic web server. First one. Then put remote management for Linux. Then put file and storage server. Okay. Uh, Put performance tools and put network file system client and come down. Do, 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 do. Select legacy Unix compatibility. That means it will work. Older Unix commands also will work. Then system tools, RPM development tools, because we'll need that to build packages. And come down.
That's it, sir.
Okay. Container management we'll see later. Okay, once we get into containers. All right, you can click on done. Yes, now it gives you the option to begin installation. Yeah, click on begin installation. So what is happening right now is what and all options we selected, right? So this ISO image dot ISO file will not have everything with it. Okay, it will have the basic libraries, binaries, and kernels. Depending upon what we select, it will go and download from Red Hat servers. Okay, what all additional components are required. Now in Windows, any new file, any new program that we want to install, it will come as .exe, right? But in Linux or Unix, it will not come as .exe. It will come as RPM. Okay, RPM. So whenever you see any file in Unix or Linux with the extension .rpm, that means it is a software that can be installed on that machine. Okay, and that is exactly what it is doing. So inside the virtual machine, it is using the internet connection of the laptop, and it is downloading all that additional components from Red Hat's website using the credentials that we entered just now, that Red Hat developer credentials, okay, and all the other options that we have chosen. And once the all these binaries and files, basically RPMs, packages it has downloaded from the Red Hat website, it will automatically start installing all of them here. Now, what does this tell us? This also tells us that if you want to do a basic server installation, internet connection is not required. But if you want to do an advanced, installation, either you build that ISO image with all the packages, okay, or you first set up a bare basic machine and then install all the other packages separately once you get the machine connected to the internet securely. Okay, so not necessary that we have to do this step in the initial part or upfront itself. We can do this step later also. Okay, and I will show you that as well, that once we have a up and running Linux machine, how to install a new software or a new package inside that machine. Okay, so this process we can do later also, but now we are doing it so that it happens in one shot, and we are able to do many of the things in our labs. Okay, so the download is almost done. Yeah, it is completed download, and now it is preparing the transaction from installation source, which is it is adding all the packages. It's going to take time. Are you all okay to wait for some more time on the call today so that we can complete this installation?
Okay, sir. Sure.
Oh, great. Manu, in the meantime, can you see the task manager? Yeah, it has started installation.
Mm.
Yes, right. Go to performance. Yeah, you see slowly the memory utilization and CPU utilization will increase, and even the disk utilization, because installation is happening, right? Which means it is writing data and files to the underlying disk. So the disk utilization is almost, sometimes it's reaching to 100% also. Now you see certain performance parameters there, right? You see the disk transfer rate. It's close to about 60 megabytes per second. Okay. Can you expand the screen, Bhanu? Make it full screen. Yes. And in the bottom, you see something called average response time, then read speed and write speed. Okay. So when we work in data centers, the expectation from customers is for this huge amount of data, this response time should be less than 1 millisecond. Okay, less than 1 millisecond. That means when a Oracle database or a SQL database or any application is reading or writing from the underlying storage system, the expectation is that that entire transaction should complete in less than 1 millisecond. Okay. So you see here that even though the hard disk is directly connected to your motherboard now, the performance that we are getting is not enough. So this is not a data center class SSD, and this kind of performance in an actual data center is not acceptable. And that is where we create storage systems using multiple different SSDs and hard drives, sometimes in hundreds, so that all of them can work together. And the connectivity between the storage system to the servers where we are installing the operating system or where we are installing the programs and all, that is also on very high speed fiber optic connectivity. Okay. Each link will be like 16 Gbps or 32 Gbps speed. Okay. So that kind of an infrastructure we develop, we architect, and we supply to the customers, and then after supply we do the installation. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to, we can close the task manager. Yeah. So it has to do installation of almost 1500, different small packages. Out of that, it has completed installation of 1086 packages. Only 400 odd left to go. And after the installation is completed, it will ask for a reboot of the virtual machine only, not the complete system, which is the base hardware. Yeah, all the packages have been installed. Now it is doing the configuration of some of the packages so that we can start using the machine. And right now the kernel core modules are getting installed. We all understood what a kernel was in our first class. It is the core of the operating system. And we can see here the version of the kernel that is getting installed for RHEL is x86 underscore 64. So 64-bit operating system on Intel x86 processors. So depending upon what kind of processor you're using, that kind of RAM and motherboard would be needed, and that kind of operating system version is also needed. So we have Intel processors and AMD processors widely used in the industry today. Any Intel processor, you will see x86 as the version. Okay. And if it is AMD, you will see the letters AMD written. So those particular OS versions are for AMD processors. Okay. Which means there is a hardware level dependency. Of course, because operating system is meant for that only, right? Operating system is meant to allow us humans to interact with the machines, the processor, the RAM, and everything. So there is a hardware dependency. And whenever we are downloading any software or any package, please do make sure that you are downloading and installing the right version. Otherwise, it may lead to one unsuccessful installation, or if you're lucky and the installation goes through, all the commands and other dependent packages may not work properly. Okay, so it is very, very critical and important that you download and install the right version depending upon the hardware that you have, and which means you have to understand the hardware first. What and all processors are there, how much amount of RAM is there, how much hard disk is there, what kind of network connectivity is there to that hardware. Okay, and only then you will go and choose the correct operating system version to be downloaded and installed. Just give me a second. It's almost done. Yep, successfully done. Now we need to reboot this VM. Manu, go ahead. Yeah, Linux is coming up. RHL version 9. Great. Yeah, you can click on Start Setup. Yeah, location services, it's up to you. I mean, if you want, you can keep it enabled. I generally keep it disabled. Okay, so yeah, you can disable it. Click on Next. Now you have to connect to one of your accounts. You can skip this. Required only for the help and things like that, and to configure email and other things with respect to users on this particular machine. So we are not going to do any of that, so we'll skip this. Yeah, you can give a name for the user. So Bhanu, can you create your user on this? Because root we have already created. We have given the password at the time of the installation itself. This is an additional user getting created inside the virtual machine. Okay. Yeah. Click on next. It will ask to set the password. Yeah. Give a password other than root. Whatever password you had given for root, give a different password. It should be 8 characters long. Okay. Click on next. Great. Done. Yeah. Click on that blue button. So we have done many things here. Okay. So the first thing is we enabled Hyper-V on the base operating system on the bare metal. Okay. The base machine. After we enabled Hyper-V, we had to restart that machine. Once we restarted that machine, we got Hyper-V Manager. Once we got Hyper-V Manager, we were able to create a virtual machine. And while creating the virtual machine, we were able to specify the various hardware resources which we are slicing and giving it to that VM. And we are also able to specify which operating system we want to install on that particular virtual machine. Then we saw we were able to install Red Hat operating system on this, and we went through the entire process of installing a Red Hat operating system on a brand new virtual machine. Okay, that is what we did, and we came here. Right now, this is the home screen of Linux. In the bottom, you see a black color box, terminal. Yes, click on terminal, Manu. Yes, can you maximize the screen here? Full screen. Yes, right. And right click once and see if you can increase the font. Go to preferences. Yes. Go to general. Yeah, global. Click on global. No. Mhm. Just see the other options. There should be a place where you can increase the font size. Go to command. No. Colors. No. Go to text, the first one. That is terminal size. Will spacing. Ha, that custom font. Yeah, click on custom font. It was there only. Yeah, and there, yeah, select bottom, select the size. Where 12 is written, yeah, increase the size to maybe 20 or something. Just use the plus symbol. Uh, Press select on the top. Yes, you can close this. Right. Now you see the prompt, the same prompt which we had for Ubuntu machine in Killer Coda, the same prompt we got now, which means this is a fully functional Linux machine. Okay. Who is the user who has logged in? How will we know? What is the command?
Who am I?
Correct. Enter. See, administrator. And the same thing we see on the prompt. Okay. Now, if I have to understand what is the current directory where we are, what is the command?
PWD.
Correct. Enter pwd. That is where we are currently. Okay. Now, if I have to go to root user, what is the command?
CD
No,
space for
no, cd is for the folder. To go to the root folder, I am saying user, root user. So we have to switch user or go to the super user. So what is the command? That's the hint. Su, correct, Samsivrao, correct, Su, right. Press enter. It will ask for the root password. Manu, please enter the password which you had entered for root. Yes. Now, who is the user? You see the prompt has changed. And now we got the hash symbol also instead of dollar. Who is the user now? See, correct. And see the present working directory, pwd. It is still at the home user of administrator. Okay, got it? Okay, and every other command that we learnt on Linux, okay, can be used in this prompt now. It is a fully functional Linux machine. Bhanu, can you go to the Hyper-V manager once? Yes. So see the amount of CPU it is using, hardly anything. Okay, not much at all, right? And see the amount of memory it is using. We had given how much amount of memory? 4 GB, right? But it is using more than that. Why it is able to use more? Because we have given dynamic memory utilization while creating, right? So depending upon the usage of the VM, it will stretch itself. Okay. Now, can we create another virtual machine which is non-Linux, like a Windows virtual machine? We can, right? So, Bhanu, can you create a new virtual machine? And this time, not Linux, let us put Windows in it. Let us do that tomorrow. Okay, I think we are well over time. So, tomorrow we will understand how to create a Windows virtual machine on top of this bare metal. Okay, any questions, any doubts till now? How to enable Hyper-V? After enabling Hyper-V, how to access Hyper-V Manager? After accessing Hyper-V Manager, how to create a VM? After creating a VM, how to install operating system inside the VM. Okay, we learned all of this in the last 2 to 3 classes. Okay, apart from the commands, we also learned this part. Tomorrow we are going to see how to create a Windows virtual machine, and in the next class we will see Proxmox. Okay, so I will show you Proxmox from my laptop on Mac. So you'll get two different feel and learn about two different hypervisors. One was Hyper-V on Windows. Second one is Proxmox on any bare metal machine. Okay. Any questions? Satvika, did you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay, done. Okay. Thank you so much, boys and girls, for joining today. We'll meet again tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.